This is the review for R9, Unit 9. Jenna's grandmother and grandfather are both taking typing lessons at the library. They're in different classes. The table below shows each grandparent's typing speed measured in words per minute, as well as the mean and standard deviation of their respective classes. We're looking here to find the percentile for each of them. Before you can find the percentile using the z-table, you need to know the z-score before you can look that up. So let's calculate Granny's z-score. Here her individual speed was 50, the mean was 45, and the standard deviation was 3. So that would be 5 divided by 3, which is 1.7. And looking up her percentile, we're looking for positive 1.7 as my z-score. And actually, I rounded too much. This is actually, so 5 divided by 3 is 1.67. We need 2 decimal places in order to use the z-table. So 1.67 would be this row, and going out to 0.07. So 1.67 gives me a percentile of 95.25%. Okay, looking at Gramps' percentile, we have here his speed is 62 minus the average for his class was 52, divided that class's standard deviation. So that's 10 divided by 9, which is 1.11. Okay, now looking up his z-score, 1.1 and then 1. His percentile is 86.65. Now the last question is, whose relative standing is higher in their respective classes? So we can see that Granny has a better percentile than Gramps has. So she has a relatively better standing. Alright, number 13. In a town in the Midwest, high temperatures in January average 36 degrees Fahrenheit with a standard deviation of 10 degrees. Now in July, the mean is 74 and the standard deviation is 8. In which month is it more unusual to have a day with a high temperature of 55? More unusual refers to farther away from the mean, or more different than average. So let's look at each of these. In January, if it's 55, let's look at the z-score. 55 minus the average in January is 36, minus the standard deviation. And then we'll compare it to July, where the average is 74, so 55 minus 74, standard deviation is 8. Comparing the z-scores will tell us the number of standard deviations from the mean on both of these. Okay, and then divided by 10. This is 1.9 standard deviations above average. And then in July, we have a negative 2.4. That's 2.4 standard deviations below average. So which month would it be more unusual to have a day with a high temperature of 55? Well, the July is farther away from the mean than the January.